cathedral shadows where the iron bells once ruled. We learn to read the future in the sparks of broken tools. Kings spoke through sacred silence, chaining progress with their prayers, while hunger carved rebellion into careless hands and stares. I watched the old world tremble as the wheels began to turn, gears grinding through tradition, every lesson harder. Between the smoke and scripture, hope ignited in the dust, a whispered vow, change forged from steel, blood and trust. Raise a fire in our hearts, let the ancient order fall. Through rusted crowns and holy lies, we hear tomorrow call. In the clash of faith and reason, in the roar of grinding steel, we bleed for something greater than the faith they try to seal. This is a revolution born from sorrow, love and will. She stood among the engines, eyes reflecting flame and fear, hands stained with oil and promise, trembling but sincere. Love bloomed in hidden corners where the old laws couldn't see. A fragile dream of freedom growing wild inside of me. Cannons sang sermons as the city split in two. Brothers turned strangers beneath banners old and new. Yet in her silent courage I found a reason stand to carve a brighter future with a sword and shaking hand. Raise a fire in our hearts, let the ancient order fall. Through rusted crowns and holy lies, we hear tomorrow call. In the clash of faith and reason, in the roar of grinding steel, we bleed for something greater than the faith they tried to seal. This is a revolution born from sorrow, love and will. If progress is a sin, then let the heavens curse my name. If love defies their doctrine, I will gladly bear the flame. Between the gears of history and the cross they hold so tight, I choose the pain of freedom over comfortable night. Raise the fire in our hearts, let the final chains ignite. From broken gears and shattered thrones, we storm the endless night. Even if this path demands our blood, our dreams, our lives will rise. We'll build on from sacrifice where truth and love survive. This is our requiem and birth, a scream against the If fate demands I sever lives to keep the balance true, then let this endless guilt be proof my heart still beats for you. I hear them calling through the storm of time, tears of the Jews are carving scars in light. Even as I soar beyond the cries, their fading warmth still burns inside. I run through heaven with a shattered vow to fly faster than regret allows. If counting names the wind refused to keep alive. Every order carved into her spine like frostbitten law. Every scream swallowed by heaven that would not reply. Her wings were torn by choices never meant to be kind, by verdicts signed with divine indifference and steel. Yet still she raised her spear with trembling resolve, guarding a world that had forgotten how to kneel. At the edge of breaking fate, she held her ground alone, bearing every sin the silent gods ignored. When hope was nothing but a memory of warmth, and mercy froze beneath the weight of war, the sky began to crack with something more than prayer. She whispered vows to the fallen she could not save, promises etched into breath that burn like ice, wondering how long righteousness could survive when every victory demanded another sacrifice. Her armor carried the scars of endless obedience. Her heart beat slow beneath the storm of doubt. Yet even crushed beneath relentless fate, she refused to let the final light go out. At the edge of breaking fate, she held her ground alone, bearing every sin the silent gods ignored. When hope was nothing but a memory of warmth, and mercy froze beneath the weight of war, the sky began to crack with something more than prayer. Then thunder answered where heaven stayed mute, still cutting through despair like destined flame. A silhouette tore open the collapsing night, not sent by gods, but by an unbroken will to change. He arrived like judgment forged in mortal hands, a promise screaming louder than the storm. Where she'd fallen, strength now surged to rise, rewriting fate the gods had left deformed. Through shattered skies and burning frozen ground, chose to feel. Each scar is proof I stayed when running felt so near, and every tear I swallowed carved a quiet frontier. So let me fall like petals, torn yet burning bright, carried by the winds of pain into the edge of night. I will lift this fragile voice until the silence bends, where sorrow turns to strength and broken souls transcend. Not loud, not proud, but endlessly alive. I rise in gentle flames and choose to stay She counted every fallen name beneath the burning sky. Each soul she chose to haunting her unspoken nights. counting silent names. The battlefield has carved into my chest. It's all I chose, still lingers like a scar I cannot heal. 1,000 frozen prayers trapped inside the steel I wield. I learned to fly where screams dissolve into the northern wind, to hide my trembling hands beneath the mask they call my sin. If mercy ever lived here, it drowned before the cry. And yet I keep on watching hope refuse to say goodbye. I hear the call through shattered night and broken light. A destiny that burns demanding I still fight. Even drowned in grief, my wings refuse to fall. For every tear becomes the strength to answer fate's cruel call. From lost in flame, I rise to claim the dawn they thought was gone. I walk the line where God stays silent, turning from the pain, where glory feeds on sacrifice and calls the cost ordained. My fight was never meant to shake the heavens iron law, yet something deep within me screams to challenge what I saw. If all these fallen warriors believed in one last flame, then I will carry every wound and grave with their true names. Let despair surround my wings, let shadows pull me down. I swear the storm will hear my vow to tear apart the crowd. I hear the call through shattered night and broken light. A destiny that burns demanding I still fight. Even drowned in grief, my wings refuse to fall. For every tear becomes the strength to answer fate's cruel call. From lost in flame, I rise to claim the dawn they thought was gone. If hope is born only where despair has bled the most, then let my heart be shattered, let it burn from coast to coast. I am not chosen by the gods, nor crowned by sacred flame. I choose myself to stand and carry every name. Now hear me rise beyond the edge of endless night, where sorrow turns to fire and fear ignites the fight. I spread my wings through ruin, through regret and flame, and carve a future forged by will, not borrowed faith or name. From grief, from loss, from broken skies, my answer roars at last. I am the cry of fallen souls, and I will make it past.
The sky was torn and burning red. The ground refused to breathe. I saw their hope collapse like ash beneath the storm of steel. Cry